I'll never forget this day.
Hi guys, so I'm starting out with no makeup on. Using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, I'm outlining where the ripped face will be. Yeah, superhero. Next, we're going in with some tissue and liquid latex. I'm literally using one sheet and tearing it in half and then using the thinnest side. Using a disposable sponge, I'm applying latex around the white outline. I'm adding really small pieces of tissue at a time and I'm sculpting them into the shape that I want using this spatula tool. If you don't have one, you can use disposable lollipop sticks or anything that just has a flat side that you can shape the latex with. As you're adding tissue, you want to be sure that you're fully saturating it in latex and that the tissue is completely covered. For this whole effect, I literally only used that half strip of tissue. I think when people are doing latex and tissue, where they go wrong is by adding loads and loads and loads of tissue, and it's really not necessary. As long as you sculpt the tissue into the shape that you're after, it'll be perfect. If you only sculpt the shapes that you're looking for, it'll make the lines a lot neater as well and make the effects look more natural and easier to blend. Now I've gone around the outline that I drew earlier, I'm going back in with more latex and tissue to kind of rough up the shape. If your face had been kind of like ripped off or something was poking through, it wouldn't be in a perfect circle shape. So now we've finished with that, we've just got to wait for the latex to dry. To take the shine away from the latex, I'm using Morphe's translucent powder. I'm being really heavy-handed with the powder and making sure I'm packing it on over every piece of latex. Once everywhere is covered, I'm using a kabuki brush just to dust any excess powder away. For foundation, I'm using Kat Von D Light 44 and Light 42. I'm using a brush and a stippling motion to make sure that I cover the whole of the latex piece. To cover the latex, it's best to use a really thick foundation or a cream foundation. Make sure that you're getting right in there with the brush. For the rest of my face, I'm just using my beauty blender as normal. To make sure that the edges are blending into my skin, I'm using some really thick concealer. On the inside of the wound, I'm using bright green face paint. I'm being really delicate around the edges because I don't want to get any of the face paint on the fake skin that we've just created. Once I've carefully finished the edges, I'm then just filling in that whole shape. Using Illamasqua Fame eyeshadow, I'm then setting all of the face paint. To make sure watering eyes don't ruin my makeup, I'm now applying my lenses. Using the dark green from the Morphe Picasso palette, I'm contouring my nose to make it appear thinner at the top, and I'm also making the inner corner of my eyes look sunken in. I'm also packing this shadow on my eyelids and then blending it out up towards my brow bone with a fluffy brush. To darken up my crease, I'm also adding a little bit of black eyeshadow. To make it appear as though the skin has lifted up from the face, I'm adding some dark green eyeshadow around the edges of the wound. To give the skin more texture and look like it's lifted, I'm using dark brown eyeshadow underneath the folds of skin and light brown eyeshadow on top of the fake skin. Adding dimension will make it look a lot more realistic. To add the scales, I'm using a badass stencil from Graftobian. I'm laying the stencil flat to my skin and holding it in place to make sure that I don't move it. I'm then using a mini beauty blender to press the face paint firmly onto the stencil. Be patient and take your time with this bit. Wait for the face paint to dry a little before you start to peel off the stencil. To make the snakeskin pattern look as real as possible, I'm using different sections of the stencil on different sections of my face. Because snakes have a selection of scale sizes, they don't just have one size scale over their entire body. I'm also adding a little bit of orange just because I think it'll be really complementary with the contact lenses that I've got in. I really want this look to be just a bright, exaggerated version of a snake. I'm using Kat Von D's Trooper to create a winged eyeliner, and in the inner corner I'm giving it a really feline serpentine kind of point. You know, just making my eyes look a little bit more snaky. I'm then curling my natural eyelashes and applying mascara. The false eyelashes that I'm applying are Girls with Attitude on the Lash. To close my eyes a little bit more and make the lenses stand out, I'm using black eyeliner on my waterline. I'm using a red cream paint close to the skin to make it look irritated. I'm then blending that out with a matte red eyeshadow. I'm then using NYX's powder foundation to set my face. I'm really loving the contrast between the orange lenses and the green skin. So for the lips, I'm using Kat Von D's A Go-Go. To give the lips more volume, I'm adding Jeffree Star's RedRum in the corners and ombreing that up towards the centre. Ooh, now it's the fun part. I'm adding Nyx Scab Blood to the inside of the wound. I'm patting some blood on the skin around the wound as well, because if you just had your face ripped off, it wouldn't be looking very neat. Ooh, feeling myself. No blood is getting in my wig, so I'm putting that on first and then adding all the drippy blood after. The blood that I'm using is Mehron Stage Blood, and the wig is from Lash Wigs. Once you've done all of the blood drips, the look is finished. So that's pretty much it for this ripped snake face tutorial. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!